Let's start with the most important word of this course, and that is sound. Sound is as old as the earth itself, or maybe even older. As you might know, they say that our earth has been created by one sound, by the Big Bang. What a sound that must have been. Only in 1860 they found a way to record sound on a phonautograph. The first recording was done by a French inventor called Edouard Léon Scott de Martinville, who recorded a short verse of a French song called Au clair de la lune. Just listen to it. And we all know Thomas Edison, who invented the phonograph. His oldest recording comes from 1878, when someone recited "Mary had a little lamb." You will find the link to this recording in the links list. These were all still without electric microphone, which arrived around 1925. They now could record music and put it on a shellac record. Nowadays that's done on vinyl, because shellac breaks very fast. If you have time, watch this 18-minute YouTube video later on how shellac records were made by RCA Victor back in 1942. 20 years later, the magnetic tape recorder was invented by the Germans, but they kept it for themselves until the Second World War was over. Soon after that, we had the possibility to record and play back 2 tracks on a reel. And when the cassette tape came out, it had 4 tracks beside each other. You could only play back 2 tracks of stereo, because this cassette had to be turned over to play the other 2 tracks. But there were some smart music lovers that invented a system that you could use these 4 tracks of this tape, just on one side, which gave birth to the 4-track recorder. My first multi-track recorder was a Fostex 4-track cassette tape recorder, and that's a long time ago. Lots of records in the 60s were recorded in a 4-track recorder and pressed on vinyl. The Beatles even started in mono, but soon used the 4-track recorder from the Abbey Road studio to record their famous albums. Multi-track recording was born. See and listen how the Beatles used their 4 tracks at the album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. A very rare opportunity to hear this. Just follow the link in the links list. Later in time, these numbers of tracks on tape even reached up to 24 on one machine. And then they could also synchronize these recorders to get even more tracks. If you want some more reading on the history of multitrack, read the Wikipedia links. But around 1970 the digital era started in the music studios. Tape recorders with digital converters, digital audio tape like that, the CD player and the mini discs, all digital gear. And in the 90s finally the digital workstation appeared as hardware and also on the computer, with Pro Tools in the lead in 1991 and Steinberg Cubase Audio in 1992. Still all done in big studios. But times were changing. And so, now on the Wikipedia page of multitrack recordings, it ends with the sentence: in the 2010s, the availability of inexpensive software coupled with low-cost hardware solutions have enabled many singer-songwriters to self-produce their first recordings without paying high fees for a professional recording studio or audio engineer. On YouTube you can find a home recording session with Lionel Richie and Shania Twain they did in 2011. They recorded a song in a bedroom. Very interesting to see. Just follow the link. And this is where we stand now. No high fees, renting a studio or an audio engineer. We can now all DIY our own music. And so can you.